I think that needs to be reinterpreted, like what kind of arms you can bear.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I mean,
I think love is the only weapon you should be allowed to possess. Bloody John Lennon, man.
Yeah.
I'm his big hero. He's my big hero.
imagine.
Imagine. But as humans are too stupid, we can't imagine. But can I ask you just one more last question, Jeff?
Sure.
The reason why I decided to start this program for Bullshit Japan,
Okay.
3 things that sucks about Japan, I asked the foreign people coming over, Bullshit Japan, because Japan's population,
It's declining.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's actually it's got the highest negative growing population.
Absolutely. 1 out of 4 people in Japan are over 65, and
yeah.
our population is shrinking at a rate of 270,000 a year. That is huge, which means
There are less. And also another thing that I don't really like about Japan
Yeah.
is like women's rights. Like women, if they leave the workforce to have a baby, they lose their status.
absolutely.
So I think maybe it would be in Japan's best.
But that don't happen in America. Like
No. If you get pregnant, then you get maternity leave, and then you come back and you're still in the same.
your status rank is still there.
And I think that's one of the reasons why women aren't having babies, and I mean they're not.
Yeah, the birth rate is very low, like 1.41.
Like they're afraid that if they leave the workforce, they'll lose their status.
One thing, man, Jeff, you are a bloody professor, man. I mean, Japan is a male-dominated society.
That is
and
true. I
that
would agree
sucks.
with that.
And I think I'm not a big fan of Hillary Clinton or anything like that. But I think women's rights are totally, how do I say, not misguided, but it's not taken seriously in Japan.
I understand.
So you know some Japanese girlfriends.
Oh yeah, like I have a friend who's in her, I think she's in her early 40s.
Okay.
And she
had a
works
baby.
for some corporate company, but
Okay.
she wants to have a child.
Yeah.
But she's worried if she does have a child, she'll lose everything that she worked for.
So she's decided not to have a child.
Yes. She really wants one, but she doesn't.
That is a crucial problem of the social structure of this country. We have to change.
Because I think they said if
It's
this
complacency.
continues by 2050, the Japanese population will be half of what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sucks, So my thinking is, the reason why I started this Bullshit Japan is on the verge of deciding which way to go. Like, welcome all the immigrants, not from Syria. It's a little too far. Okay, I asked the European friends to deal with people from Syria, but from for example America or China or Korea, you see many people working. But we're talking about more
Long-term
but. If that happens, that means the how do you say, the indigenous Japanese culture
will be ruined.
Absolutely, like people pissing in the streets.
Because I guess if you recruit too many foreigners to take over so-called like blue-collar jobs,
okay.
I think maybe Japan would maybe become somewhat of like a melting pot, kind of like the U.S.
Like Roppongi.
Yeah, like Roppongi, and I don't think that's such a good idea. So I think
Roppongi is not Japan, man. It's an independent nation. The most of the black guys in Roppongi, they're from Nigeria, but they say I am from New York.
Yeah, I know.
And many Japanese girls are deceived because they don't know the fact.
Yeah.
But America is like a multicultural society.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
Yes.
Yeah, Asians, whites, blacks.
Do you think the Japanese people in general could cope with Japan becoming
a melting pot?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it'd be possible. Yeah,
you know what, Jeff? If we call that Plan A, Plan B would be to have the Japanese, like a couples, a woman have more than 2.1 birth rate.
Yeah, so obviously you've got to increase the birth rate.
Do you think that's possible?
I think that's possible, I think Japan really needs to relax its rules and regulations in regards to women in the workforce. They got to give women more freedom
and more pay rise.
Yeah, and they got to give them like legitimate maternity leave and all the means necessary so that they can continue to do whatever they're doing.
My God, I think. What was your major, Jeff?
My major was Asian studies.
Oh my God! No, because Japan's birth rate is one of the lowest in Asia. Korea is even lower, and Singapore is lower too. But
those countries are also smaller.
yes, Singapore is only 5.5 million. It's not even a country. I mean,
Japan is what, like 130 million?
Absolutely,
people?
sir. And South Korea is like half of that. So it's kind of scary to imagine our population shrinking by 50% by 2050. That's ridiculous. So yes, if I become the president of Japan, or you become the vice president, we have to find a way to boost this, like the baby bonus. I think if you have one kid, the government pays like $500 a month.
Oh, really?
Something, you know, if that is the kind of policy we need. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
And the
They,
second
like
kid?
some sort of like financial aid or assistance.
Yeah, and cheaper housing.
Oh, of course. I mean, my rent. I was living near Shinsaibashi
Shinsaibashi
in Osaka, and my rent was half the price that it is here. Tokyo is in. It's very, very.
It's
expensive.
too high.
Yeah, it's very
Absolutely. Because everybody's coming to Tokyo. That's another problem here. You know, because you know Lee Kuan Yew, the late Singaporean leader, Lee Kuan Yew, he's dead. He died this year. Lee Kuan Yew from Singapore.
I'm not too familiar with.
Okay,
Singapore.
there was this guy called Lee Kuan Yew.
Okay.
He was the founding father of Singapore since 1965, and he died this year. Anyway, he was called one of the dictator of the democratic society.
Of Singapore.
No, Singapore. Yeah, because Singapore, you know, there's only virtually one ruling party, or PAP, People's Action Party, and they decide everything. Okay? But anyways, Lee Kuan Yew, he won the popularity among the Singaporean people by offering public housing. Only 13% of their salary, that was all they needed to rent a house.
That's not bad at all.
And after that, they could buy the house. So Singapore, although it is a small island nation, state, a city-state.
City-state, yeah.
It's one of the most successful small states in the world now. So a certain strategy, I think it is imperative, of course. We gotta change, man. Forget this senpai kohai stuff.
I think, well, yeah, I mean, if Japan wishes to progress, I mean, it is a developed country. It is a developed country, but I think if it wishes to become stronger, it's got to get rid of those, like, old ideologies. It's got to get
transform itself.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it used to work in the past, but it's not really working anymore.
The Cold War is over, man. Is Margaret Thatcher still alive? Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan still alive?
No.
Is he dead?
Yes, he is.
By the way, Jeff, you look like you resemble my hero. You know Superman the movie.
The movie, yeah.
There was an actor called Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, he was the first one that played
the legend of Superman. He is Christopher Reeve of the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen. Don't people tell you? It could be your cool hairstyle too, but you do really, you're bloody Superman. Or are you a Spider-Man? No.
Maybe Spider-Man.
Maybe Spider-Man. I don't, okay. But my God. But I think you've taught me and the Japanese people how we need a revolution here. I know, seriously.
I mean, John Lennon used to say the same thing. You know, you want to start a revolution, you gotta.
John Lennon said that too. My God. Well, Jeff, thank you so much, man.
Yes, no problem.
I think we should go for a beer sometime in the future.
Sure, no problem, man.
All
no
right.
problem.
Jeff he will be the future president of America after Hillary Clinton or Chelsea Clinton. Enough of Clintons, American people. Thank you.